Welcome to Beginner's Revit course. You will learn Revit in the easiest and the fastest way possible. Revit is the leading software in the industry, that is why you need to learn Revit. In this 5-part course, you are going to learn Revit from scratch by modeling up a modern villa project. This course will give you skills and confidence you need to be able to design your own project. Before we dive into the project, don't forget to like and subscribe to see more videos like this. Let's get started. In this project, I will use the shared metric architectural template instead of my own template so that everyone has the same one. As you can see, there are comments in the architecture area at the top. If you place your cursor over any comment, it will show you both what it does and its shortcut. There's a properties tab here. At the project browser area, you can access all the visuals related to our project, such as views, plans, sections, 3D views, etc. As our first comment, we are starting with the project units shortcut UN. I'm going to change the units from millimeters to centimeters. You can adjust the settings to your preference. Next, to draw walls, you can either click on the wall command or activate it with its shortcut key. I mostly use shortcut keys because they allow me to draw more efficiently and quickly. I'll teach you this method as well. Therefore, I highly recommend getting out a pen and paper so you can take notes. Don't worry, I'll show you every command I use so you can follow along easily. We enter the wall command, then we set the location line to finish face exterior here. You can enter a value by clicking with the left mouse button or drag it to the desired location. To exit any command, press the escape key a few times. In the meantime, you can pan the screen left and right by pressing the mouse wheel and zoom in and out by rotating it. When we click on the wall, we can see its length. We re-enter the wall command. When the walls are an equal distance apart, it automatically detects this. We can adjust the reference values by dragging them to the desired position. Unlike AutoCAD, Revit automatically detects that the line we draw is a wall and gives it a height, making it a 3D object. To rotate the screen in 3D view, hold down the Shift key and press the mouse wheel while dragging it. To view levels, we can switch to the elevation view. From here, let's set the heights of our levels before starting to draw. Let's set the floor height to 350 centimeters. To create another level, let's enter the LL command. After selecting pick line, let's enter the floor height in the offset section. You can adjust the location you need to draw by holding the mouse above or below the reference line. Let's change the view to realistic mode to make it look better. After selecting the walls, we can see in the properties section that the walls are not connected to any level. Change this to level 2. Let's go back to the plan view. And click on the edit type section to create interior walls. To create a new type of a wall, we click duplicate and enter its name. From here, you can change many settings related to the wall. After clicking edit, you can see its thickness is 20 centimeters. Let's change this to 10. And also you can assign a different material to the wall at here. When we re-enter the wall command, we can now select the new wall type that we created. You can adjust the length of the wall you draw by dragging it as you like. When you click on it, you will see its distance to other walls. Let's divide the room in half from the middle point of the wall, where the triangle sign appears. We also need to click on the measure command that we see in the upper part to measure the distance between 2 points. This command does not have a shortcut, but since we will use it frequently, let's create a shortcut together. For this, we go to the View tab, click on User Interface, and then click on Keyboard Shortcuts. In the search bar, type measure between two references. This section will appear empty for you, like this. Press the New Keys button and write the desired command in the empty space. I'm using the DD shortcut. Now we can quickly take measurements by pressing DD. For this part, which will make a toilet, a width of 250 centimeters will be sufficient. In addition, to better see the walls in plan view, let's use the VG shortcut and then find the wall parts. When we set the pattern section to solid, you will see the differences. I want to provide the main entrance here and separate this area into a living room and a kitchen. First, let's place our main door. For this, you can click on the door command or directly activate it by entering the DR command. If you want to change the door dimensions here, you can again click duplicate, enter its name, and then adjust the door's width and height. As you can see, I cannot create the door even though the command is entered. This is because door and window commands in Revit only work on walls. I can change the direction of the door by pressing the spacebar and the position it vertically using the mouse. We need to create an opening here to provide passage between entrance hall and living room. Therefore, let's enter the split command to divide the wall and put a cut in the wall. You can also adjust the opening by dragging and dropping it after the wall is divided in two parts. Or you can use the trim command. Trim command allows you to connect the first selected wall segment to the second selected wall. Let's create an area for the entrance hall. For this, I can enter the wall command again and draw it. However, this time we click on the existing wall and enter the create similar command. This allows us to create a new wall of the same type. Let's move this part of the wall 20 centimeters up using the move command. Then let's join these walls together using the trim command. Let the corridor width be under 20, or let the corridor width be under than 30 centimeters. Let's select the walls here in 3D view. To remove any element from the selection, hold down the Shift key while selecting. To add an element, hold down the Control key while selecting. Then let's connect the walls to level 2. This time, let's define the part of the wall where the windows will come in the living room area using the wall command. For this, we select the storefront from the wall command. After connecting it to level 2, we can adjust how far below the upper floor slab it will be by entering a negative value in the top offset section. To get rid of the horizontal grid you see in the view, let's go to the Edit Type section and select None for the horizontal grid layout. Revit will automatically remind you to save after a certain period of time. To do this, after selecting the location where you want to save the file, simply set the number of backup files to 2 in the options section here. I think you don't want to see 20 folders for a single project. Let's enter our floor command by pressing the FL shortcut. As you can see in this command, Revit enters sketch mode. Then we can create the floor using drawing tools. Let's change the material of the wall. After creating a new material, you can assign the desired material from Revit's library. We can use a pre-made floor material for the floor for now. You can create openings on the ground floor using the window command. Pre-made window dimensions are available. Or you can design your own window using the Edit Type section. Create a tall window with dimensions of 70 by 220. We can change the dimension of existing window easily. If you have noticed, the window height from the floor is too high. For this, we will need to change the sill height parameter. Let's also change the materials of the Windows frames using the Edit Type section. It better be metal. And repeat this for the others. Create a similar window of the same type. Click on the existing window and use the Create Similar command. I want to place a horizontal window in the living room area. Let the size of the window be 400 by 100. Remember to write the width first when naming the dimension. Place it like this. And also set the sill height for this. It's time for the stairs. In the properties section, we can see that the stairs connect level 1 and level 2. After selecting our drawing tool, we need to click on the point where we want the stairs to start. Then drag the mouse to the point where we want to create a landing and click again. After leaving a certain distance for the landing, we click and continue drawing the stairs. Finally, we can drag them to the desired location. Here, to align the objects, we first click on the reference line using the align command, and then we click on the object we want to align to that line. We can delete the railings on the edge of the wall as they are unnecessary. We can also change the railing type according to our design. Since there is a part intersecting with the stairs, we can move this wall up and align it to the stairs again using the align command. Let's draw the interior doors. We entered the door comment. Create a new door type of 80 by 210 for the interior doors. In the part 2, we are going to design the second floor.